Assalamu alaikum class. Today our topic of discussion is the chemical senses, and the basic focus of chemical sense is on the smell of taste. Smell of sense of taste is due to the muscular organ tongue, which is present in the mouth of the animals, and this organ is covered with the moist pink tissues that is known as the mucosa. Tiny pump-like structures are present on the tongue, and these are known as the papillae. These papillae give a rough texture to the tongue. Thousands of the taste buds are present on the papillae that cover the surfaces of the papillae. Taste buds are the collection of nerve-like cells that connect to the nerve running into the brain. These taste buds carry message from mouth toward the brain. What are the objectives of this lecture? At the end of this lecture, you should be able to acquire the knowledge regarding the anatomy and the physiology of the tongue or the sense of the taste. What are the specific objectives of this lecture? You should know the structure of the tongue, you should know the function of the tongue, what type of principal papillae are present on the tongue, what are the basic senses of taste, and explain the sensory pathway of the taste. Structure of the tongue. Human tongue has three distinct divisions, namely the apex, root, the body, and the root. The tip or the apex. The tip or apex of the tongue account for 1/3 of the anterior surface of the tongue. It is the most anterior part of the tongue. It is highly movable and rests against the incisors teeth. This part moves when the animals or when the human speaks. The taste buds for sweet are present on this part. The body or the main part, the anterior 2/3 of the tongue form its body. The presence of a lingual papilla on the upper side makes the surface rough. A layer of mucosa on the other hand keep it moist. It is the part of the tongue where the it is the part of the tongue where the tongue taste buds for salt, bitter, and sour taste are present. Root or base, the root attaches the tongue to the bottom or the floor of the mouth. It appears between the mandible and the hyoid bone. Mandible is the lower jaw. The primary job of the hyoid bone is to provide anchorage to the tongue. This is the structure of the tongue. This is the root of tongue. This is the dorsum, and this is apex of the tongue. Here epiglottis is present. These are the palatine tonsils. Foliate papillae are present. Different type of papillae I will teach you in next slides. Fungiform papillae, dorsum of the tongue, median suckers of the tongue, circumvallate papillae, lingual uh, tonsils, tongue papillae. Uh, how many types of papillae are present on the tongue? Filiform, fungiform, foliate, circumvallate papillae, with one abner gland, taste buds contained by circumvallate and fungiform papillae. Here you can see that circumvallate papillae are present in the B form. Fungiform papillae are present in these locations. Foliate papillae are present at the margins of the tongue, and the lingual tonsils, these are present at the root of the tongue. Each gustatory cell contains a dendritic ending called a gustatory microvillus that project the surface through an opening in the taste bud called the taste pore. Taste pore, these receive message from the food particles and then send message to the sensory neurons, which are the attached with the gustatory microvilli. The gustatory microvilli are the sensitive portion of the receptor cells. Saliva is produced in the mouth, which is necessary for the chemical stimulus to activate the gustatory microvilli. Taste buds are elevated by the surrounding connective tissues and epithelia to form papillae. Here you can see the taste buds. Taste. This is the nerve. These are the taste buds. These are receive a signal or stimuli from the food particles, and these are the microvilli below the microvilli. These are attached with the nerve fibers, and these nerve fibers are carrying message toward the brain. This is the structure of the papillae. These are the extensions on the surface of the tongue, and it gives a bumpy or ruffy appearance to the tongue. Function of the tongue mostly it is made up of muscles. It grip and reposition food. It forms the bolus of the food lump. It helps in swallowing, and it helps in speech for to form some words. Frenulum can be too tight. Lingual tonsils is present at the back of the tongue. Serous and mucous glands are present in the deep epithelia of tongue. There are three principal types of papillae which can be identified as Valate papillae or circumvallate papillae. These are the largest but least numerous, which are arranged in an inverted V shape on the back of the tongue. This was already shown in the previous slide. Fungiform papillae, these are the knob-like. These papillae are present on the tip and the sides of the tongue. Filiform papillae, these are short, thick, and thread-like. Filiform papillae are located on the anterior two-thirds of the tongue. The basic taste senses. Taste buds are only found in the valate and the fungiform papillae. There are only four basic tastes which are sensed most acutely on the particular part of the tongue. Sweet taste. Uh, it is receptors. Its receptors are present on the tip of the tongue. Sour taste. Its receptors are present on the side of the tongue. Bitter taste. Its receptors are present on the back of the tongue. And salty taste most of the tongue, but concentrated on the sides. However, a fifth taste sense is also present on the tongue. That is the umami taste, and that word is originated from the Japanese word umami, meaning a pleasant sensation, and that taste is different from the sweet, sour, bitter, and salty taste, and it gives taste due to L-glutamate, such as from the meat extracts and aging cheese, and some physiologists consider it to be separate fifth category of the primary taste sense. Anatomy of the tongue. Here various papillae are visible: circumvallate, foliate, filiform, fungiform. This gives sweet taste, this gives sour taste, this gives salty taste, and this gives bitter taste. Four main taste senses: bitter, sour, salty, sour. Not many taste buds are present. Basic taste sensed sights. A combination of these taste modality allow for the impressive taste discrimination. Wine tasters can recognize taste in the variety of hundreds of wines. Sour taste is produced by the hydrogen ion, therefore all the acid tastes sour. Organic molecules, particularly sugar, taste sweet to varying degree. Only pure salt, table salt, sodium chloride has a pure salty taste. Other salts such as potassium chloride, it is commonly used in the place of NaCl by the people with the hypertension. It is salty but have bitter overtones. Bitter taste is evoked by the quinine and seemingly unrelated molecules. Taste pathways: first order neuron, second order neuron, third order neurons. The sensory pathway that relay taste sensation to the brain mainly involve two paired cranial nerves. Taste buds on the posterior third of the tongue have a sensory pathway through the glossopharyngeal nerve. Taste buds are sending message to the glossopharyngeal nerve, which, whereas the anterior two-thirds of the tongue is served by the chorda tympani, branch of the facial nerves. Taste sensation passing through the nerves just conveyed to the medulla oblongata and thalamus to the particular lobe of the cerebral cortex where they are interpreted. This is the pathway shown here. Nucleus of the solitary tract, the vagus nerve and glossopharyngeal nerve are carrying message with the help of chorda tympani nerve into the thalamus and the medulla oblongata. Tongue is a specialized organ in the gustation, and various types of papillae are present on the tongue, which help in a sense of taste. And these taste buds are connected with nerve endings. These nerve endings transmit message to the brain, cerebral cortex through the chorda tympani branch of the facial nerves and the glossopharyngeal nerve. Basic tastes are the sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami taste. This is the completion of the topic. Thank you.